new hero is rising, resilient, fierce, and female.
Bite my tongue, bite my time. Wait till the world is mine. Visions I've in the lights, cold in my kingdom sights. Fell for these ocean eyes.
The strongest females fight for the survival of their families.
You should see me in the crowd. I'm gonna win, there's nothing to about. Watch me make them bow. One by one.
Chosen to lead for her instincts, charisma, wisdom.
One by one.
We don't call her Mother Nature for nothing.
One by one. One by one.
Oh, hail the queens.
You should see me in a crowd.
Boom, there you go, y'all. That's the trailer for Queens, available on National Geographic as well as Disney Plus, Hulu. It debuted on March 4th. It's already available as of this recording. And then the following days, it's Disney Plus, Hulu. The last 4 episodes is available March 11th. Very small series, about 7 episodes. And y'all, it's so good, but we'll get into that. It's your boy Creepy, Nerds Rule the World. Joining me is the queen of NRW, Heather Hurt. How are you, Heather?
Good. I wouldn't call myself a queen, but that's just, for, self-deprecation. But I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about this one. As you know, I'm raising a young queen. I'm married to an amazing queen. I've been raised by tons of amazing women in my life. You are the homie. You're a queen yourself. Again, although you're self-deprecating, but you're a queen. And to me, the future is female. Again, I appreciate women in every way, and that just anyway, because there's a patriarchy. If anything, Barbie told us there's a patriarchy, and it's reminded me that as a man we have to do better. I'm a man living in times where I see it as an ally. So yes, we have to do 1,000 times better. That's a whole nother level. But anyway, I just love this because again. I believe in Mother Nature, and I just love representation. And I think this has just been a long time coming. As just as a Nat Geo fan, as someone who's watched animal documentaries, I think their perspective is, from a viewer myself, it's always been like these old white British guys, which it's cool. I like Richard Attenborough, if that's his name. But you like the voiceovers, you like all that. It brings us into that space, but. What I find refreshing with this, we have a queen in Angela Bassett being the narrator, so that changes the paradigm. And then as you're watching this, where the focus within Mother Nature is the female side of species, and we're learning that because there wouldn't be life without women, y'all, and so there's that end of it, the focus being female. But then when you find out that on the other side of the lens capturing all this is, for the first time ever at National Geographic, an all-female production team, let's go. All hail the queens. When this came across to us, Heather, I was like, wow. And I love that this exists. It's something I can talk to my daughter and my wife and everybody and you about. And I hope it changes where we're at, because again, we're living in a patriarchy and we need to F that. And I want things like this to help change that. And when you see it, you can achieve it. I love it. But anyway, I say all that to, I guess I'm getting sidetracked, Heather, that I'm happy it's here. And what did you think when you checked out Queens? And we'll get into our review and all of that. But yeah, I've gotten lost in the sauce as I do, Heather, because when I see things, I express it. I'm an empath. I feel it. And Queens, y'all, Heather.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful thing to see. And it's a wonderful thing to hear about. And it's even more fun to watch men just absolutely fall apart in Nat Geo's Instagram feed. It's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing to see. I love seeing salt water just everywhere. But this was a very fun series from the offset. One of the things that this series really talks about is how womanhood is more than just birthing, but how there's so much of that involved in being in womanhood. It's about motherhood. It's about being a woman. It's about being the head of a. It's about the matriarchy, which is a thing in most animal societies, which humans also are. Humans are one of the few patriarchal societies, and shouldn't say few. There are a lot, but there's the fact that of most of the major and largest animals, most of them are matriarchal. It's very surprising to see that humans are also are not. And honestly, they put so little. It's religion. Religion's a mess. Anyway, getting out of that. One thing that's going to be hard for some people is talking about it from a familial perspective, as someone who is not childbearing and is not going to be childbearing. This is a very mom-based series. You could almost put this in the same month as Mother's Day, and it could fall in the same thing. It is, of course, supposed to be kind of that transition from Black History into Women's History Months. So that's why it's like perfect right here. This is it primarily takes place in the African nation, but it's one of those where it will be kind of hard for some people who just can't recognize the same. But to see such strong women both in front of and behind the scenes, it's great. It's wonderful.
Yes.
Like I said, what I was going to say.
Well said, Heather. Yeah, so it covers all types of animals within the animal kingdom. As you see from the picture, it's actually over here. We have a bear, we have a fox over there, elephants, all types of animals. It's amazing, y'all. Check it out. If it's been a while since you've seen a animal documentary, this is a great way to get back into it. There's some, because again, this focus is on female, there's some great women's power anthems in it, which I really loved. I don't know if you got a kick out of that, Heather, like I did. I thought it was super sweet. But also I will say one of the things, I'm an empath, as y'all know, and as you see how emotional I get when there's something I love. Bring the tissues. If you're not conscious about the world, and Heather and I, and she can get into this as well, Heather, we are destroying our planet. It's so emotional when you see these, or when you're learning these things, but also the take it's having on our planet, the toll that we are doing as human beings with the world. It's heartbreaking. And so just be ready. I want to say that because it could get triggering. But it's so important, and I just hope we educate ourselves and learn more. That's another plus thing I want to say about this, but just get the tissues, because I was feeling it. How about you, Heather?
I can say I don't think I was as emotional when it comes to certain elements that you probably were. But at the same time, there is going to be a bigger impact on parents, I think, in many elements. There was a moment with some lion cubs that did get me, but that's because I'm an animal person through and through. So that took me. But the big thing for sure is if you have any fears at all related to environmental changes, because we are actively destroying our planet, we are warming it to a point where there is no potential return, we need to do better. This will not shy away from it, especially in that first episode. You will see the direct impacts of what humans are doing to elephants. It's not really a spoiler, but you will see what happens. It'll also make you think a little bit. I was having a great parent conversation with my parents this weekend. Some of this has to do with just doing a little bit better, and we can see it'll be a great impact on not only our planet, but the animals and the people who live on it. When you're watching shows like this, think about the small things that you can do to live a better life. Cutting out your carbon footprint entirely is very, very difficult. It's also very, very privileged. Most of us don't have the income to completely destroy that. And then, of course, when you get all that income, usually you have a larger carbon footprint, which we're not going to get into that because there's a certain group of fans that will come at us. But what can you do when you're watching stuff like this? What can you do to cut out 10% of that footprint? What can you do to cut out 20% or 25% of your footprint? Can you do a little bit better to maybe keep a couple more of these animals around a little bit longer and give them more of a chance? So absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah. Be conscious of our world, y'all. Let's, be the change, create the change. And in regards to that, I want to give a shout out to National Geographic. The very last episode of the series, again, it's about 7 episodes, a little bit less than an hour. About 45 minutes, I would say, is the running time, but well worth it. You'll enjoy the ride. I know I did, and I think Heather enjoyed the ride as well. But with the last episode, they go behind the queens with spotlighting again. As we said, this is a monumental series, and that National Geographic really wanted to big up their own women that they've had already in production, but also give them the opportunity to run the whole show. And with the last episode, Behind the Queens, you'll see how it was international in what they did. And like, there's a woman from Kenya, Faith Musembi, who's like one of the first Kenyan directors, I believe. I actually spoke with her. We actually have some interviews on the channel right now. I spoke with Sophia Darlington, Faith Musembi, Erin Rani, Jen Guyton. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting some names, but I spoke with some amazing ladies who are making such a difference in with what they do and paving the way for other women in these professions. And I just love that they did that, and that National Geographic, was aware of that, and how just when people can see it, like if my daughter were to ever want to get into this, they can see themselves in this. When, again, we are living in a patriarchy, y'all, but when we can see this representation, it matters. I love that. What do you think about this and how monumental it is, and that they created this episode, last episode, to show that, Heather, and what do you think about all of that? And would you like to see more of that?
Having making of episodes or series or episodes are always a great way to look at, to get a broader perspective. I don't know if you've watched, just thinking of, the Disney entities in total or in general. I don't know if you've watched any of the Marvel making ofs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this one is extra special because what you see Nat Geo take a step back and actually accept that what they have done in the past was not inclusive, and they are going to move forward and do better. But really, even if you're not a documentary person, even if you're not a Nat Geo person, go in and maybe grab, your favorite Marvel movie, grab your favorite animated movie, go check out some of those making of. It's going to give you a very a much broader perspective of who and what does who and when and what and how much goes into the work, because it's a lot more than you think. And even those who know the industry, it's a lot more than even you think happens. And it's a lot more restrictive, and it's a lot more time consuming, and it's a lot more important to bring other perspectives in. And it's a wonderful thing to do. This is in the last episode of this series is absolutely a great example of that. So take some time, go check out some of those making of, because you will be surprised.
Agreed. And what I definitely love about this in particular, as a creative, as a filmmaker, is I would never kind of do these kind of documentaries because of the dangers involved. Can we talk about the dangers? Like, I'll watch Nat Geo stuff, but ain't no way I'm going to Africa, or I'm getting into a swamp, or I'm dangling from a tree. When you watch this final episode, you'll see these women do some of that. I'm like, girl, you have bigger balls than me, and I have balls. The cojones on these women. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And yeah, shout out to these amazing women. Hopefully we'll have some more interviews, because I'd like to get the NRW queen talking to these queens besides me. But check out those interviews. Again, an amazing series. I hope more people check this out. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This was cool. I hope this is a sign of things to come from Nat Geo and new perspectives that they're going to do going forward with their content. This is amazing. I really loved this.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. Watch it. Check it out on all the streams or on the lives, whichever version of television you have right now.
There you go. Everybody, your boy QP, Heather Hurt, Queens, streaming right now on Disney Plus, Hulu, Nat Geo, all the things. New episodes March 11th, because this will be out by March 11th. You'll have the rest of the series. And then just demand more, y'all. Put your social fingers to work, and like, hey, we want more queens. Let's make it happen. And tell them you said it, heard it here on NRW. So they'll show us love, so we can bring them back again and talk all the things. Queens. All right, y'all. Heather Hurt, your boy QP. There you go. NRW.